to go live right now. I am live. Here we go. We just got somebody showed up at the venue right as I go live, so I got to let them know I'm in a podcast. That's the best way ever to start a show. I love it. That's incredible. But what's up, everybody? Nice to be back. Nice to be seen and everything. You know, this is gonna be a good show. I'm really excited about this one. We got Kyle O'Hare coming on. We got Tommy Devito, his opponent, coming on as well. So they have a huge fight coming up August 9th inside Sunny Days Arena. I cannot wait for that show, ladies and gentlemen. Needless to say, Sunny Days Arena coming to life finally. Long time coming for us. So it feels good, man. It feels good to have this show coming, and obviously a very, very high level, high profile amateur flyweight fight on that card. We're going to be talking to Kyle, who is actually backstage right now. What a guy, showing up on time, even 1 minute early, I would say. We're going to tag him in. We're going to get right down to business. Look at this.
Yo!
What's up, dude? How's everything going, brother?
I'm good. How are you? Hold on, wait. Can you hear me well?
Yeah. Everything sounds good. It seems fine.
Okay, hold on.
I like the setup too.
Oh,
Look at the
thank you.
setup.
Professional.
Yeah, I mean, he's a professional streamer, professional Instagrammer. What do you call your, like, when people ask what you do, what do you say?
I would say I fight, but I also tell them that I do social media as well. I feel like I've earned the right to say I do social media now. At first, I felt a little weird saying it, but now I'm like, I don't even care. I'll do social media.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you do. I mean, that's definitely obvious to anybody who follows you online, and especially your Instagram is going absolutely bananas recently. We're just going to dig right into that, because I feel like you were always a guy I heard about in the fight scene. You know, I knew you competed at stout fights, and I had heard you're a really exciting fighter, a really exciting dude, but it was like somewhat recently your Instagram just started going absolutely bananas. So how did that start? How do you even get that ball rolling?
Well, I always knew that I could be a star in social media and fighting. I always had like the vision of it. It was just really just starting my MMA career. And about a week before, hold on, I still have music playing on my phone. There we go. About a week before my first MMA fight, which was in February, I remember sitting in the bathtub, just doing a hot bath after training, and I thought, I got to do it. Like, my personality is dancing. I grew up dancing. That was like my background. I always loved to dance, really influenced by Michael Jackson, Justin Bieber, and stuff. And I was like, I got to emote on this guy after I win. There wasn't any doubt of me winning. It was like, I got to get a viral clip. I pretty much got a clip farm, as they say. So I was scrolling through my reels, and I was thinking, let me just do what's the most popular right now. Like, what's the most popular dance? And I was scrolling, and then I saw that Japanese dude doing the dance, and I thought, man, I just visioned it. I said, if I get the finish and I do this dance, this will go viral, and there's no doubt about it. And I just had that vision. And before the fight, I was like super nervous, but not for the fight. I was just nervous about doing the dance properly because it was hard. And I swear to God, I knew I was going to win the fight. I wasn't worried about that. I was just worried about making sure that I did the dance after correctly. And I did it. And then right after, I thought, man, I think I messed that up. I don't think I did that properly. And I didn't worry about it that night. I went and played blackjack all night. I won a lot that night. And next morning, woke up, posted the video at like 9 o'clock. And man, that was my first viral video. I woke up the next morning with so many texts from my friends, family. They said, bro, look at your post. Because I didn't wake up till like noon the next day. I didn't give a shit. I just fought. And I woke up, and dude, my video had like 70,000 views when I woke up, and I was like, oh my God, like I get 70,000 views. And then like I refreshed 80,000, I refreshed 90,000, I refreshed. And then all of a sudden it was at 1 million, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. It blew up. I couldn't believe it. And yeah, now it's like, if I get a post that gets 70,000 views, I'm like, damn, like I messed up somewhere.
Blew that one.
it's crazy the difference now of post. If I would post a video that would get 6,000 views before, I was like, sick. Now, if I don't get 6,000 views in an hour, I'm like, man, I did something wrong in this video. But I'm super grateful that I was able to like start doing the social media part into it and adding it in. I think that's a really big part of fighting, is marketing yourself well and getting people to follow you for your personality and start branding yourself and making money that way. I've totally gone off the rails with the question, but yeah.
No, man, that's perfect. I was very interested in everything you said there in terms of your journey. So it's funny to hear it kind of develop that way. Where did that video end? How many million did it end up with?
Let me see.
There you go. We'll go check the facts real quick.
It has currently at its standing, it has 5.1 million views and 554,000 likes just on Instagram.
That's insane.
And 168,000 shares.
Yeah, that's just wild. Were you into reading all the comment? Did you try to keep up with the comments and engage with the comments and everything on it?
Bro, I was so invested in I still to this day, and you'll see if you look at my posts, I try to like or respond to like almost every single comment. I try to do my best to engage with everyone. I try my best to respond to DMs. That's gotten hard now. I can't respond to every single DM. It's just,
yeah,
I don't have enough time, but I do my best to respond to all the comments. And yeah, the comments were hilarious on that video. All my comments are hilarious on my pictures and videos.
Oh man, it's been obvious just in the very few, that we've collabed with you. I've obviously taken notice already that the fight announcement went bananas. The fight announcement was crazy, dude. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's like everything you touch on Instagram blows up right now. And I love that it was, well, I don't know. Am I right in saying that it was intentional on your part? Was this part of a master plan, or were you like, I'm kind of good at Instagram, I might as well like really lean into this?
No, I kind of like manifested all this. I kind of like prayed for all this. I visualized it. I knew this would happen. I'm very big in like visualizing things and, kind of like with all my fights and with life and everything that I do, I'll visualize it and I'll think it through and I'll pray on it and I'll just meditate on things and I'll just see the way things play out. And, I get confidence from that. And I know that I can do anything. So I knew that with the person that I am and the personality that I have and the work ethic that I have, I knew if I put effort into this and I put my creativity, I have a background in like filmmaking in high school and video editing. So I knew if I took all these elements that I've been building throughout my life and I put them all together, I knew I could, make something good out of Instagram. So
Yeah,
it wasn't I wouldn't say it was a surprise. I would say that it was like, premeditated.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's obviously something that just totally fits your personality. And I think being super authentic with it is part of it. There's a lot of guys that could go out there and try to recreate the videos you're making, but it just wouldn't work the same for them. You have like that perfect blend of personality, the right look, the right age. I think your fighting style plays into it as well. Super exciting, grappling, like wherever the fight goes, you're a very exciting fighter to watch. So all of that is definitely working in your favor. We have quite a few comments on Instagram. No specific questions yet, but I do want to point out Olia Lair. I'm not sure how to say this name. Olia Lair just said Kyle yapping.
Kyle is yapping.
Kyle always yapping. And then we had some.
Isn't this a podcast? Is
yeah,
what I'm supposed to do?
This is a yap fest. You signed up for yapping on this. We also got a question asking if we're ever getting a 247 Muay Thai belt. And the answer to that is definitely yes. I can't say when, but I can definitively say now that we're in Sunny Days Arena and we'll be having more regular Muay Thai kickboxing shows, there will definitely over time be belts involved, and ditto for grappling. We will definitely have super fight champs as well over time. So very exciting stuff there. Dude, what's next for you in the Instagram world? Like, I love watching the development of your videos. Like, you get locked into this style, like shadow boxing, X guy or whatever. What's the next like template for you?
I've really been trying to like make connections right now in the fighting world and build myself up. I went to Vegas a while ago and I made some really good connections with fighters there. And just through social media, I have a bunch of UFC guys that follow me. I'd really, really like to start getting into interviewing fighters and like doing gaming stuff with them, like doing like gaming with whoever follows me. Let's just say Mike Davis, the UFC fighter, he follows me, and we've been DMing talking about video games. If I could hit him up and be like, "Yo, let's do a stream where we play Fortnite, or let's make a YouTube video where we play this game or UFC, stuff like that." I want to start getting into the more YouTube side of things, like playing UFC, playing Call of Duty. I play ranked video games all the time. I'm very passionate about video games. I'm going to be, as soon as we get off this, the next 10 hours of my day, I'm going to be right here. So I want to start adding that in and just doing like interviews with UFC fighters, just like how we're doing now, but bringing a different personality inside and asking different questions that they wouldn't get at. Kind of like, I wouldn't say like Nina Drama ish, but kind of that same kind of style where you're just not asking the questions they get asked a million times.
Yeah, which leads me to, how are you feeling? No, I'm kidding. I used to be in MMA journalism actually for a long time. I covered the sport for like a decade, and definitely those questions, you can always count. I love this guy, but you can always count on the John Morgan first question of every press conference being, how are you feeling coming into this fight? And it's like,
what do you think I'm going to say? Bad? Yeah, I feel like shit.
Terrible. This dude's probably going to kick my ass, actually.
Right. It's always, you're going to get the same cliche answer every single time. I want to ask guys like, what's your favorite video games? Did you grow up playing video games? Like, what kind of drugs do you do? I don't know, something different.
Oh, you might get some dudes busted with that question. That's
true.
Great. Yeah. Somebody just asked, are we on YouTube and podcasting? Yes, we are also on YouTube, 247 Fighting Championships, Instagram, Facebook. We also have our own live streaming app that the podcast is on called 247 Live. It's available pretty much everywhere you get apps, iOS, Android, Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV. So, yeah, you can watch this podcast many ways, and then it'll get posted to Spotify and everything afterwards. But, yeah, you can catch that everywhere. You're twirling the Zyn can. I'm not going to not ask about Zyn. Are you going to get that Zyn sponsorship or what?
Bro, want to know something crazy? When I was in Vegas, I was at a table with Cutman Tate and a guy who is like a salesman for Zyns, and we were talking a little bit. Nothing guaranteed, nothing super far into detail, but definitely something I would try to explore is getting a nicotine sponsor for sure.
What's your daily routine? Talk me through like the Kyle O'Hare diet, start to finish. Not during a weight cut. I'm sure it's a little different during.
Yeah, right now it's a little okay. So I eat pretty like whole foods all the time. If I'm not in camp, maybe if I'm just gaming, I'll get some Chipotle every now and then, or I'll order some Taco Bell if I'm feeling a little fat.
Yeah.
But normally I wake up every single day. It's 4 eggs. Honey gets on everything. 4 eggs. Lean ground beef, grass fed, everything. Just chicken breasts, steaks that I like to cook. That's pretty much it. I eat very clean, and I pretty much eat the same thing over and over and over and over again. I ate ground beef and rice about 20 minutes before I got on this. That's what I eat pretty much every single day, twice a day. My snack is oatmeal. Before training sessions, I do oatmeal with Greek yogurt and fruit with honey on it. That's like my pre-workout snack. I always get a coffee too. Always get a Dunkin' coffee or an energy drink if I'm, feeling wild.
What's the energy drink of choice?
Celsius right now, or the Alani's. I'll get an Alani. Nice. That's really it right now. I've drank all of them. Sometimes, I'll get the 100 milligram Red Bull, the little Red Bull ones if I'm feeling
saucy.
Yeah, if I'm feeling saucy, and I don't want 200 milligrams of caffeine, I'll get the smaller ones.
Sure, that makes perfect sense. We one of our sponsors, Strip District Meats. I'm not sure if you've seen the Meat Bucks every show, but a fighter's eligible. It's a performance of the night bonus, essentially. Fighters are all eligible to win it. And then based on the performance of the night, the winner gets a shopping spree to Strip District Meats. So
they might as well just give me that now.
Oh, there it is. See, there's the confidence right back. Would you try, so you say you eat like lean ground beef and rice with everything. Would you, if you won the Meat Bucks, would you dabble in some exotic ground beefs like kangaroo, camel, stuff like that? Because they have it all.
I wouldn't say no. I feel like that'd be a good content right there. I wouldn't say no. I would try it.
As someone, I've sampled a lot of their freezer section, and I can say, like, where ground meat's concerned, the ground camel, ground elk, ground kangaroo, I think you would like all of it. It's all roughly like ground beef. It's got a slightly
Yeah.
different flavor, but it's not that crazy different. And it's always like super high in protein, super low fat. So it would definitely suit your diet, I think, for sure.
Yeah, I would definitely be down for that. 100%.
We got Q McGann 13 saying easy money for the meat bucks. So Kyle O'Hare, an early contender for meat bucks. So.
You know, I fought I fought for Stout one time in a Muay Thai fight, and I won. I don't know if it was Strip District Meats, or I don't know if they had another meat sponsor, but I won the performance thing of the night to get a free like big huge steak, and I never got it.
You should probably do that.
I hit them up. They just ghosted me. I was
dang,
like, whatever.
I think I don't know. I don't want to say because if I'm wrong, I
yeah,
I really
I didn't want to say either, but I'm just saying that
yeah.
I've had bad experiences with winning meat bucks and not
Dang.
getting them.
Well, we can run it back. You know, August 9th, you get another chance, and I can guarantee that Brad and the District Meats crew will deliver if you do win them. Perfect. So there's that. We have like maybe the comment of the show so far from Adam. I peed in some snow and made a yellow snowman, but my friend didn't like it when I shoved it in his mouth. We might have to be kicking Adam out of the stream here.
These are you got to remember that the
Kyle
people
O'Hare fans.
Yeah, I was just gonna. My fans are a little they're a little out there. You're gonna get some comments that are not gonna be allowed to be shown on screen.
Yeah. So I do definitely want to talk about your fans because it's crazy the level of engagement that you get. Like you said, like the second you post something, it just starts getting, and it's
like they're
crazy.
just like sitting there waiting. So I swear, when I post, I'll get like 5 comments within 30 seconds. I'm like,
that's wild.
How?
Yeah.
How? It's crazy.
I don't understand it either, man. I really don't understand it, but it's amazing to see. You have a fan base for sure, an in-person fan base that's going to come see. Are most of the fans in the comments just virtual, like people you don't know personally? Yeah, okay.
The people that I know don't comment on my stuff. I'll just say that the people, and that's true for everything. I mean, if you're making content in any way, some of your biggest haters will be the people that you know in real life. They'll be the people who don't comment, who don't like, who don't share. My friends will tell you, when I first started posting and getting some traction, I would send them my reels right away and say, share this. I didn't care. I would say, share this, and they would all do it. So shout out to them. But I notice now when I post, I'll look at like the people who follow me and like their engagement with the post, and it's like very little. There's still obviously there's people from my gym who support me really well, and I still have some friends that support really well, but 99.9% of the comments is people I have no clue who they are.
That's a wild feeling. Does it make you feel like, I'm trying to think of the right way to say this. Is it like, not worrisome's not really the word, but is it weird to you that it's like, well, I have all these people that like low key admire me and like want to follow me and be commenting on everything, and I have no idea who they are? Is that a weird feeling to get used to?
No, I kind of always knew I would do this in some way. I always thought that I was going to be like, I thought I was going to be an actor when I was a kid, and then I thought I was going to be a dancer, and then I thought I was going to be like a social media person when I was in high school. I always knew that I could be an influencer or like famous in some kind of capacity. So I've always visualized it in my head. So now that it's happening, it doesn't like scare me, as if that's what you're asking. It's not like weird to me. Like when I get recognized in public or when people ask me to take pictures and stuff, I'm not like, whoa, that's happening. It's like, I've been waiting for this to happen, you know?
For sure. There's a comment right now from somebody you definitely do know. Sukas Liebert, may have heard of this guy. Day one KO fan, he says. There you go.
No, he's definitely he's a day one KO. He's believed in me, and he's made me a lot better. He's also put some scars on my face, and
yeah, he kept you out of the 247 fight one time, from what I recall.
Yeah, and I was so mad because I would have smashed that dude so easily. And I went to that card and I saw that fight, and I was like, man, I was so sick watching that fight. I was like, that should have been me, and I would have smashed this dude. But I mean, it is what it all happens for a reason.
I mean, the thing about, I think that this whole online presence you have, which is definitely considerable, and it's really awesome to see it blossom the way it is, but none of it works if you're out there losing fights and you're not an impressive competitor. So how are you able to balance staying sharp on the fighting side and taking that just as seriously as the posting and all of this?
It's a good question. I get that a lot. People always tell me, bro, you need to lock in on fighting. This isn't a game. This isn't a joke. Like you just you make this sport a joke. And I don't think people realize how hard I actually train. The people at my gym will tell you when I'm in there working. I'm one of the hardest workers in the room. I'm going 100% all the time. I'm always cooking. I'm always learning new things. I'm asking questions. I'm showing up. And it's like look what's on my screen right now in the back. I'm always watching, I'm always learning, I take notes. I have a journal where I'll watch fights and I'll break things down on my own. I watch jiu-jitsu matches and I'll watch it from one guy's perspective and I'll write things down. I'm always evolving my mind in the sport. My IQ is up there. So that's where I get my confidence from. And like I just got done with the 3 mile. Say it was supposed to be an off day. I just ran 3 miles because I got bored. I'm just that type of person where I'm always going to be working. And I get that confidence from my working. And people just see my stupid posts and my memes, but that's after training sessions. I don't film every single training session. I don't film I don't show what I do all the time. So people just see the memes and the jokes and the stuff, and they assume I'm just taking it as a joke. But I'm in the gym twice a day, every day. I'm always working. I'm always in shape. Even if I'm not in camp, you could ask everyone. I'm still always in the gym, no matter what.
Mm-hmm. And where did because you mentioned wanting to be a dancer, an actor. You kind of always had this flair about you, I guess it's safe to say. But where does fighting come in? Because obviously the fighting skill is not something you just develop in a month. So where did the fighting journey begin for you?
Well, it started off with wrestling. I wrestled since ever since I was allowed to wrestle. I wrestled a year before I was even allowed to wrestle. I was going to like the high school and junior high practices and the middle school practices at like 5 years old. I was in there before I was allowed to be on a team. And I got into wrestling and was very committed to that, wrestled my entire life. And the love for fighting was actually very random. This is a fun story. I don't know if I've told this once on a last podcast I just did, but it just came out, but I'll tell it again. So I used to make TikToks, obviously, and I would, do like dancing TikToks, very like flamboyant stuff, just doing stuff that was easy to make fun of in high school from your friends. It's something I should have been getting made fun of 100%. But this kid that was on my wrestling team would always send my TikToks in the grade group chat with like 30 people and like, just call me names and saying like, bro, this is sus. Like, just making fun of me. And he was doing
in the group chat.
Yes.
Okay,
I was in the group chat and he was just doing it over and over again. And one day I was just, I couldn't do it anymore. I said, bro, let's fight about it. I was like, let's just fight about it. And he was like, okay, bet. I said, okay, let's do it. Let's have a fight. I don't know where I got this idea from, but I was like, I have woods. I have this big open area of woods by my house. I have this whole thing is filmed on like a 4K HD camera as well.
Oh my God.
So I can make a video about this. But we had about 100 people show up in the woods, and we were gonna do a bare knuckle boxing match in the woods, just me and him. And I was the last person to show up. They didn't think I was gonna show up, but I came and I fought this bare knuckle boxing match. And the first punch I landed, I broke his nose and he started bleeding. And we had to stop the fight, clean up his nose, and then I'll clip the clip to whatever I'm saying right now. I threw the meanest right hand I threw, and I changed the trajectory of his nose forever. And after that day of that fight, that feeling that I always loved competing, obviously with wrestling, but that feeling, that nervousness that I had before, and the feeling of winning a fight after and having 100 people there and all my friends seeing me win a fight, that I was addicted to that. I got super hooked to that feeling of just winning. I love winning, and winning in that capacity where it's the highest stakes and the most pressures on you. That's what I got addicted to, is having all the pressure on me and still coming out on top. And that's just how I am with everything in life, just I always knew that I loved high pressure things, in golf. You're a fellow golfer. Mm-hmm. If I don't have pressure on me, if there's not money on the game, if I'm not losing by a few holes, I'm not going to play well. Yeah. I need to have something on the line for me to play well. That's with video games, with anything. I rise to pressure. I don't fear away from it. And that feeling of the highest amount of pressure is just something that you can't get anywhere else but fighting. So that's where my love for it came, was how nervous I would get before. but how calm I would be during and how good it felt after.
Right. Yeah, man, I can completely relate to the pressure comment, and I think it is interesting. I think MMA is the perfect place for that because, like you said, it's the ultimate stakes. It's not just pressure. Losing a fight could mean you get knocked out really bad. It could literally, like you said, it could change the trajectory of your life. It's a very serious sport to be involved in, so the pressure's got to be immense. But obviously, you've been handling it pretty well so far. How do you feel on fight night? Like your mentality, I feel like it's a little different than a lot of people's, but I'm sure you still feel some nerves and everything. What's Kyle O'Hare like on fight night?
Chilling. Usually there was one or two Muay Thai fights that I had when I was I was like shaking and I like got like really nervous for some reason in some of my fights. I think my second fight, my first fight I ever had, my Muay Thai fight, my heart rate was at, I had a whoop on it. My heart rate was at like 45 all day. Like
Wow.
I was big chilling. Before the fight, I was chilling. Like everything was cool. Second fight, nervous. Third fight, nervous. Fourth fight, didn't care. And then my last two MMA fights, the whole day has just been chilling. I remember the last fight, it was at home. So I weighed in, came back home, I played some Xbox, I watched some fights on my monitor. I was just chilling, playing some UFC during the day, and then I just went to the fight night, got my hands wrapped, was just sitting around, just waiting for my turn. And I was the co-main event, so I had to wait forever. But I was just chilling. I wasn't nervous at all. I was enjoying the moment. I do a lot of stuff for like my mental health too. I make sure that I'm very prepared mentally. I visualize a lot, like I've said. So I've already been through these moments in my head. So when I'm there, it's nothing new, and I know that there's nothing to fear. And I also don't get scared because in my mind, there's no way I'm losing the fight. There's no way
Yeah.
I don't get a first round finish, And that's not like me being cocky. That's just me being confident. And, it's stood the test of history through time that I just haven't lost a fight. And I just have that confidence in myself that no matter where the fight goes, that I'm going to be confident that I'm going to win every position that occurs, every engagement. I'm going to be the one who comes out on top. I have more speed, power, IQ, and that's why I'm so chill. Nothing feels foreign when I'm on fight day. It feels like I'm supposed to be there. I'm very grateful. And I don't let myself get wrapped up in emotions. I'll see guys get that, and it affects their performance. When you're wrapped up in emotions and you let fear and anxiety and doubts creep into your mind, it affects your creativity and the artist side of mixed martial arts. You're not allowed to express yourself freely, and I try to make sure that I'm the freest I could be, which is just being peaceful, calm, grateful, and in the moment.
It's clearly working, man. I love the emphasis on the mental side. You hear so many fighters say, fighting's 99% mental or whatever. Very similar for golf. Kind of funny you bring that up because golfers say a lot of the same things. But I think it probably goes for any sport or just doing anything at a high level in general. You got to be locked in mentally. You got to be taking care of your mental health too. It's cool to hear that you're really focused on that, man. I think that's definitely a reason for your success. We did have another comment I wanted to ask you as well. We kind of are touching on it, but I think you can get a little more specific. It's from Anthony Burkhart, MMA. He said, Kyle, I'm new to the 247 loop. What is your base?
My base? My base is wrestling. I wrestled my entire life. Transitioned into jiu-jitsu during high school. My senior year of high school, right before wrestling season started, I started going to the to a jiu-jitsu gym just for fun, really. I didn't really have any plans with it. My one barber who was cutting my hair, he trained at the gym, and he said, "You ever think about jiu-jitsu?" And I was like, not really. I don't even know what jiu-jitsu was when he asked me that. I just thought, sure. And he was like, "You should try it out." So I went, did a few jiu-jitsu classes. I actually got in trouble my first day for going too hard. Because I thought it was just a wrestling gym, I mean, in wrestling, it's just, all the time. And I just expected that. And I got in trouble for that, but I learned. And I started doing striking, took a break during my wrestling season from jiu-jitsu. And then I played baseball, took another little break. And then right after my senior year and I graduated high school, I was just full-time jiu-jitsu and striking. And I learned very quickly that I am better than a lot of people very fast as a white belt, I knew that I was accelerated than most people. And if I continued to train very hard and frequently and stay disciplined and change my habits, that I would be better. So my base, I just went on another tangent, but my base is wrestling and I would say jujitsu, but I am a striker as well. My base is winning.
Yeah, the tangents are fine, man. That's what a podcast is for. Keep going. I mean, that's amazing. That's what people are asking. That's what they want to hear from you for sure. So it's an interesting journey, man. And I think like you said, you got UFC on in the background. You're constantly watching fight footage. And it sounds like you just said your base is wrestling, went to jiu-jitsu, but like we said, we've seen you in Muay Thai kickboxing realm as well. Obviously very into the striking components of fighting. When you watch fights, is there a particular style you like the best or that you want to emulate, or certain fighters even?
Yeah, I mean, if you kind of want to like generalize that and say like my favorite fighters to watch is kind of what I'm getting, I would say like the favorite style to watch. My favorite fighters are right now. I'm on a huge Ilia Topuria kick. I think that I don't care. A lot of people hate him. I think he's one of the best fighters ever right now. He's, almost perfect everywhere. He kind of gives me the same vibes that I give myself. Obviously, I'm not saying I'm as good as him, but he's almost perfect everywhere. You can't, his grappling is world class. His striking's world class. His boxing's world class. Like everywhere in the fight, his fight IQ, his confidence, just everything. That's the kind of guy. Peter Yan is one of my favorites. Corey Sandhagen is one of my favorites. I had the privilege to meet him a few weeks ago. That was really cool. Marab, I know that might be a controversial one, but Marab, just because his dominance and, his pace. I got a privilege to train with him a few weeks ago, which was really cool. And yeah, just guys that are dominant. I got into the sport. My favorite fighter that got me into the sport was Khabib, from wrestling.
Nice.
And like Henry Cejudo, the wrestlers that got me in. I like people who win dominantly and don't take a bunch of. I like the firefights. Those are cool, but I like guys who are able to win fights without taking damage, who can completely control the way a fight goes. That's my type of style. There's obviously like my favorites, like Max Holloway was one of my favorites for a long time, still is.
I was gonna say what the heck?
Yeah,
man?
no, he still is. He still is. Justin Gaethje, of course. There's a bunch of guys that I really admire and I watch a lot of film on. When I first started training, like TJ Dillashaw, I'm gonna get memed for that because everyone says I look like him.
Right.
But
I see it, by the way. They're not wrong.
They're not wrong. I gotta agree with them. I loved watching TJ film and Dominic Cruz film. All the smaller guys. The DJ film. All of that. Just the way that they are able to dominate in their primes. That's something that I really gravitate towards, is guys who mix it up well.
The Ilia pick is definitely on. That one's good, man. He is on a different level right now. I can't think of a fighter in recent memory that has been this dominant, and just the way he's winning and who he's doing it against is insanely impressive, man. That dude is on a trajectory, like you said, to be one of the best ever, if not the best ever. Which it's hard to
also the confidence that he has is something that I feel like I possess as well. Like him celebrating the fight a day before, like celebrating the win a day before. Him telling everyone he's going to knock out Charles in round 1. I believed that. Like I felt that. I knew that he was. I told everyone. I said he's going to knock. I told people on my Instagram. Actually, I didn't have my Instagram at the time. I told people on my TikTok that he was going to get knocked out in round 1. I believe what he's saying because I know that he's better than everyone. So he kind of gives me. I kind of look up to that a lot.
Yeah, we just had a commenter, Leo Asfendi, said, "What about Josh Van? What do you think about that, dude?"
Love Josh Van. I was really high on him from the beginning of his career. As soon as he got into the UFC, his first fight, because I watch all the prelims too, and I watch all the Dana White Contender Series fights. I'm watching every single fight, and seeing his first fight, I knew that he had potential. I followed him right away on Instagram. I was a very big fan of his style, his boxing. I do think he has a really tough matchup coming up with Pantoja. I think that might be a bigger step than he's ready for at this moment, just because of the grappling pedigree of Pantoja. I think he will exploit Joshua Van in that aspect, but I love Joshua Van. That's not to discredit anything that he's done so far. He's been very, very impressive with his, his skills. What is that? What is that guy's picture?
Alzi? I'm not sure. Looks like he's got some
all right
bunny ears. I'm
not here to judge.
Green hair, yeah. rock it. You be you. You be you.
Sure.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. What was I gotta jump back. What's training with Marab like? What was that experience?
Oh, dude, it was surreal. In the moment I didn't really digest it fully because I was just there and I was slightly hungover because I had a bunch of wine the night before watching the UFC fights. And I got to train with Charles Johnson too, who was really cool. The UFC flyweight. I got to warm up with him and do some rounds with him, which was very fun. And then training with Marab, honestly, I didn't expect him to say yes to roll with me. So the story with that is I was at 10th Planet during an open mat, and I knew that he goes to those sometimes, but I wasn't expecting him to be there.
Sure.
He comes in like 30 minutes late, and he just walks onto the mat, and I was one of the first people to walk up to him. I was like, "What's up?" I didn't even say like, "What's up, Marab?" I was just like, "You want to roll?" And he looked at me. He goes, you could tell he hesitated for a second. He was like, "Sure, brother." And I was like, "Cool." So I kind of like walked away, but kind of stayed in his area. And then he like talked, he said hi to a bunch of people. And then he walked over to me and I started going off like really light. I'm not one of those guys who, if I'm rolling with someone, like that, I'm not going to start spazzing to get a win on them. I was just grateful to be rolling with him. And I started going like really light, like super light underhook, super light collar ties. And then he looks at me, he goes, "Go, brother, go."
Nice.
He goes, "Go." And I was like, all right. So we started rolling, and it was a very fun round. His strength is very evident. He didn't even warm up, so yeah, I was his first round, but I feel like he doesn't need to warm up. He just goes, and it was super fun. I got his back a few times, took him down. He probably let me do that, but he submitted me twice. We had a good round. His pressure, his strength. We were going like, we weren't going hards. We were kind of just like kind of flowing, but going a little realistic. It was just fun to experience that. He put me in the choke that he just put Sean O'Malley in a few weeks before. So that was like, I remember being in there. I remember him having me in that choke, and I thought he literally just had Sean O'Malley in this 2 weeks ago. Like, that's crazy. Like that I'm in the same exact position, and I got out of that, which was cool.
Nice.
Yeah, but no, the whole experience was surreal. Rob's a G, is a really cool dude. He remembers the video my shadow boxing video that I posted of him. He knew what I was talking about. So that was really cool.
That's cool, man. Was it a humbling experience? How would you define just feeling that level of fighter, the very cream of the crop right now, and knowing what level he's at? How would you describe that?
I was just really grateful. I felt like I was supposed to be there. And I was just grateful to have that opportunity to train with someone that's obviously the highest level. And I wouldn't say humbling, because it's not like, he just beat the crap out of me.
Sure.
But we were both going, not super hard. So I wouldn't say like anything like that. But it was a really cool, really fun experience. I learned from that, and just, it was great to just do that. I was very grateful for it. That's what I would say.
Nice. Yeah, man, it is a cool experience, and I'm glad to hear you keep that perspective with it as well, because I feel like that's how it should be taken. You're 21 years old, right?
Yep.
And still, obviously, for where you believe you're going and where you're planning to go, it's obviously the very top, but you're still very early on that journey, and sometimes you got to keep that context for sure and just take it a step at a time. But we have we have one of your best friends just got on the YouTube chat.
Oh God.
Says you're ducking him, so I mean, I got to give you the opportunity to respond to the Wing C, because you're ducking him, bro.
We all know what the real story of this is. I have said yes to fight him 2 times, and both times I've got news that he can't fight anymore, and he wants to keep on fighting me under these bullshit promotions like Backyard Fight League. He's like, bro, I'm not doing that. I'm here to fight the best people I'm here to eventually fight the best people in the world. I'm not going to do that by fighting backyard fights. If you want to fight me in 247 at 125, which is my weight class, then come do that. That has been offered multiple times. We've agreed to it before, and something has happened every single time, not on my end. So that's what I'll say about it. If he wants to keep on commenting to me to like get himself out there, and he wants to get some clicks, then go ahead, whatever. But I respect what he's doing. I do think that it would be a fight that would get a lot of views. It wouldn't be a fun fight. It's not like he would do anything. It's the fight would be exactly how every fight of mine goes. It would be I would take him down, I would submit him within the first round. And that's why I also don't want to do it as well. It's not I don't look at that fight as a hard fight. That's not a fight that I'm excited for. Yeah, I would get a lot of views and it's a meme fight, but I know I post memes and I'm a meme kind of person. But when it comes to fighting, I want to fight people who are really good. And in my eyes, he's just not.
There you go. Kind of says it all. There you go. And of course, he's scared to be a part of my story. And there you go. So
just part of your story.
In the effort of, letting the world see both sides, I gotta show that comment as well. We got Anthony Burkhart just commented again and said 125 shout out Tarek Smith. Yeah. I'm not sure because Anthony earlier said he wasn't really in the 247 loop, so I'm not sure how he knows Tarek, but
I don't know how he pulled that name.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Like, wow, that's very specific to not be in our orbit. But yeah, Tarek's the man. He's fought for us before. He's one of the top flyweights in the area for sure. He's a super talented guy. Actually, a fight we looked at for Kyle as well. But
yeah, I told him I would want that fight. I said that
100%, man. That's a killer matchup. Maybe down the road, as we've said throughout this podcast. I don't think you're going anywhere, so you'll be around. If Tarek is down in the future, we can look into it. And I guess we should probably talk about your fight, brother. Like, you do have a fight coming up.
Yeah, I do got that.
So let's talk about this. Obviously, you had a late change of opponent, which caused a little bit of a scramble, but we got Tommy Devito stepped right up, man. All respect to him for taking that fight and no hesitation on his end. Comes from a really great gym. I'm going to get ahead of this before everybody jumps in. He did look like he was 12 years old in that picture. I got to say, he did look extremely young, but the dude's super legit, man. He's 3-2 from a really good gym in Ohio. It's not some scrub match.
20 years old. I'm 21. I'm a year older than him. It's not like I'm unk.
Yeah. Kyle's not way older than this guy. They were literally separated by a couple months. So, yeah, the poster did not do him justice.
I saw that poster and I was like, man, I know what this is gonna be when this gets. I just know this comment section. I just know the bullying this poor kid is about to get. And listen, I'm not one to make fun of people or I mean maybe I am, but I don't want to be that person all the time. And I don't condone it all the time. Doesn't mean that I won't laugh at it, but I definitely do respect him for, taking this fight on short notice. It's something that, you've tried to get me fights. You know what it's like. It's a thing that most people won't do. And the fact that he was like, boom, he wants it. And, maybe we'll talk to him about that on why he wanted it so bad. But yeah, I'm happy and grateful that I do have an opponent, and all respect to him.
Yeah, for sure, man. So for people watching, Tommy will be joining the stream probably pretty soon. I texted him the link, and he's been saying he's going to be logging on here soon. So yeah, we'll definitely get him in there once he logs in, and can let them banter back and forth. But honestly, I want to hear from Tommy as well, his side of the story. Like you said, stepping up on short notice. That's tough under any circumstances, and as you said, Kyle, people aren't exactly lining up to fight you. So
no, and it's not like I'm it's not like I'm a scrub. Like I'm 6-0 in all my fights, and on 2 weeks' notice, and he knows the consequences of fighting me, not just from the cage standpoint, but the social media standpoint. He knows that the risk of losing to me is going to be getting memed for months on end and seeing yourself, get clipped for millions of views. So there's also that aspect of it as well. And I think a lot of guys veer away from that because they know if they lose that they're going to be, put out there. So I do respect him a lot because he's a younger dude. I'm sure he's seen my page before. I'm pretty certain he's seen my content in some capacity. And I know he's looking at my page frequently and he sees all my stuff. So yeah, I'm just grateful that he was able to get past all that noise in his head and he's confident enough to, take this fight.
Yeah, for sure, man. And a great point on YouTube, respecting him doesn't mean that you won't emote on him. So
true.
I mean,
very true.
There's a line there. You gotta get
at the end of the day, it's entertainment. At the end of the day, this is all for entertainment. And people don't give a shit what I do in the fight as long as I'm emoting after at this point. I posted my last fight clip, the full fight, and the whole comment section was show the emote, show the emote, show the dance. Like, this is all an entertainment sport. And if you get known for something, got to do it.
Yeah. Oh, dude, 100%. Like, carve out that niche. I mean, you mentioned Sugar Sean, and he was obviously an incredible fighter as well, very skilled and very exciting in the cage. But without the personality and the look and everything he was doing outside the cage, I don't think he gets fast tracked the way he did. So
No, not at
it
all.
matters. Yeah.
It 100% matters. Like if the UFC sees me when I turn pro, and let's say I'm 4-0 as a pro, and they see that I already have, who knows how many followers I'll have by that time, but they see I have a lot. They're gonna be like, at the flyweight division, they're gonna be like, oh, our flyweight division kind of sucks. We haven't had a star in 15 years. Like, let's get this guy going.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, that would be the move, 100%.
Because look at Josh Mann. Look what they've done with him.
Yep.
You know?
Absolutely. And Pantoja's kind of on a similar, like a Mighty Mouse kind of run right now, where he's doing amazing things, and it just feels like nobody's talking about it.
Because
man.
he doesn't do anything outside.
Yeah.
And I love Pantoja. I respect him so much. His game, watching him, breaking him down, everything he does is so good. And but at the end of the day, he's not doing the Ilya Taporia, the Connor script. He's not doing that stuff. And everyone's different. Not everyone's meant to be that outspoken person. And he's not. He's more of like a humble, reserved guy. And people will love him for that. And people will still always love him, but he's not gonna get, the huge pay-per-view sales, and he's not gonna get this, that, and the thing. When people hear, all right, Alexander Pantoja versus Josh Mann, if I tell that to my friend down the street, they're gonna be like, who?
Right.
They're gonna be like, what?
Yeah, they would have no idea.
They're gonna be like, who's that?
Yeah.
If I tell them, like Sean O'Malley versus, Peter versus Marab, they're like, oh, like we gotta watch that fight. And that's because, they grew their social medias, and they grew themselves. And Marab too. Marab does a great job with his social media.
For sure.
And you know what the crazy thing is about Marab is, let's not forget of how many people hated Marab. Let's not forget on how much hate he had for being a crotch sniffer and a spam wrestler until he started doing social media. That just shows you the power of how you could change your trajectory of your career through social media. Because before he did that and made himself a personality, no one liked watching him, but now everyone adores him. He's a global superstar.
Yeah, that's facts, man. People did hate Marab. The hate was real at one point.
Big time.
No longer, though.
No, and that's because he's a funny dude who shows his personality.
Absolutely. We do have Tommy backstage now, so I'm going to tag Tommy in. It looks like he's ready. Might be in his car getting set up, but we gotta add the dude, Tommy Devito. It takes two to tango, and this is the second half. What's up, Tommy?
What's up, man? Thanks for having me on, dude.
Yeah, for sure, brother. How's everything going today? You wrapping up a training session or what there?
Just got off of work, but yeah, I sparred this morning.
Nice.
Where do you work?
Yeah, what do you do?
Nah, so I moved out of Ohio like 5 months ago, so I'm just doing work with friends right now. But
where'd you move to, bro? I didn't know you weren't in Ohio.
Costa Rica.
What the hell?
Yeah, bro. So when I got the text, I literally wasn't even in the country, but I was training, obviously.
Man, so we were talking earlier. I don't know if you were listening to the podcast, but we definitely want to dig into taking a fight on short notice against a guy like Kyle. Man, you stepped up to the plate and never even thought twice about it. And I was like, this is confident. This is what I like to see.
Out of the country, too.
You know
That's
what I mean?
crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So what all went into the decision for you?
Fuck, dude. Hard work. I mean, I've been working for moments like this since I was 13. That's when I started doing jiu-jitsu. And I haven't fought in fucking, 10 months? So I just thought it was time to get back in there, dude. Been working, and I'm ready.
Yeah, you're training in Ohio, though. You're part of a really good team there, Revolution Fight and Fitness, man. Well, how'd you get hooked up with them originally, and what have they done for your game?
Oh, God, dude. I mean, before them, no Muay Thai experience at all. So working with, like, our Muay Thai coach, Juice, Russ, George, our head MMA coach, they got me pretty good pretty quick. And I'm fair to say now, like, I like striking way more than grappling, obviously. And that's why I took this fight. I know Kyle's a good grappler, but I have a feeling that he might strike with me. I hope he does. It would be fun.
You gonna strike with him, Kyle? I mean,
yeah, I'd like to. I mean, I can't really like 100% say, because my last fight, I said I was gonna strike with the guy, and then I just accidentally submitted him. So, that happens. Sometimes fights just go certain ways. at the end of the day, like I would love to just have a striking fight, but if an opportunity does present itself, I'm not going to be one to just not take advantage of an exploit in the ground. So, I mean, I'm not going to guarantee nothing. I'm going to, the fight goes where it goes, but every fight starts standing.
Smart fighter.
I got to clarify a comment real quick on Instagram, just to be very clear. Will Moriarty commented,
Oh God,
a local Pittsburgh fighter.
I wonder what he wants me to do.
He said Kyle is going to get kissed at weigh-ins, Hunter. And let's just be clear, you guys are not kissing at weigh-ins, all right? That happened once in 247. The clip went crazy viral.
I saw that.
Yeah, it made a good
wild.
clip. It made a Kyle O'Hare style viral clip for sure. But there's no more kissing at weigh-ins, guys.
That shit's banned.
Good.
Damn.
Thank God,
Dude.
brother.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, dude. There's no way, Tommy. I'm going to let you talk about moving to Costa Rica and not ask what went into that. That's a wild move for you, brother. So how did that come about?
All right. So after my last fight, like literally 3 days after, I had a bad injury from work, and it was a bad finger injury. So I had to take a couple months off of just training in general, and I just decided to live life somewhere else, dude. There really wasn't much, man. I just had some money saved up and cheaper to live than here. So
Nice.
like, fuck it.
How you finding it so far? Is it beautiful?
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Nice.
I want to go back August 10th, bro. I'm already planning it.
I'll come with you.
There you go.
Dude, let's go.
You guys can vlog the post-fight vacation in Costa Rica. There you go.
I can already see the video.
Yeah, man. Dude, so Tommy, I got to dig in a little more with the whole Revolution crew. A lot of amazing fighters come out of that gym for sure. How are they involved now? If you were living in Costa Rica, I'm just trying to figure out the balance of training and like who you've been working with recently.
There were a lot of good MMA gyms out there. I worked at a gym. It was literally just called MMA Costa Rica, but out there was a lot of good boxing. And yeah, I had a smoker late May out there in boxing just to stay a little active. And yeah, I would just hit random jiu-jitsu gyms as much as I could. I brought my gi, and yeah, I just stayed as active as possible.
Nice, man. We were talking to Kyle, obviously, for a little bit before you jumped on, and he's definitely a guy who's looking at his career as a long-term thing. He wants to make this what he does. Are you in the same boat? Are you looking at MMA as like a long-term career, something you'd love to do for a living, or how do you approach the fight game in general?
100%. When I got into this, like after my first Muay Thai fight, like I remember I didn't go all the way into it, and like I got my ass whooped for 3 straight rounds. And
I watched that fight.
Yeah, dude, that kid had 4 fucking fights. I had 0. I had 3 months of training. I had 4 broken ribs after. It was the worst feeling I've ever felt. So since then, I just don't want to feel that ever again. So just the discipline of eating the right foods, getting your 2 workouts in a day, recovery, and yeah, man, just taking it as serious as possible.
For sure. It makes perfect sense, man. I think our local Pittsburgh crowd has seen Kyle. He's competed at Stout Fights, a local Muay Thai promotion. But for you, man, they might be a little more unfamiliar with your game. So if you had to describe your fighting style, what would you tell people to look for on August 9th?
August 9th, I'm going to take center and throw. I'm going to throw. We're going to have some exchanges, and let's see what happens in the clinch. If he shoots, let's see, But I would love to have a war with him for sure.
I don't like wars.
I know you don't, but I think I'm going to have to give it to you, dude. I don't know.
I mean, I like that. Or, I mean, how do you feel, Kyle? Like, have you been in a dog fight? Like, I feel like fighters, a lot of times they don't know if they got that dog in them, so to speak, until it happens. Like, have you been in that situation?
Come on. Yeah, not in a fight because of it. Like I haven't lost a round ever. And yeah, I have felt it in training though. I don't know if Lucas is still in this chat, but Lucas is definitely, my training partners at Stout and back at home, I've had some very difficult sparring sessions with guys who were better than me, more experienced, and just getting my ass kicked. And I'm sure everyone can agree with this, that you have to dig deep, and you find yourself in those moments when you're dead tired and you're still getting kicked and punched, and it's the worst when your cardio is cooked too. When you ain't got nothing left and you find yourself in those moments. But my fight style isn't war oriented. But if it does get to that, I would definitely oblige. But I'm not a fighter who I try not to let my other opponents get opportunities to even have any success. That's my strategy.
Yeah, I gotta say, man, on the short notice front, Tommy, it's really difficult for fighters a lot of times to get their medicals and paperwork. For people who don't fight in sanctioned organizations, you might not realize that fighters need physicals, they need blood work, they need licenses. There's a lot of
annoying.
There's a lot of clerical stuff that goes into making a fight happen. And Tommy, I just wanted to publicly give you a shout out for getting all that handled in time. There's a lot of fighters that have months and months to do it and don't get it done. You had a few days and you made it happen. So thanks for that, brother. Thanks for taking it seriously. And obviously we have full faith that you guys are going to put on a crazy show for the crowd. So I'm excited about that. We told Kyle earlier, we actually have a performance of the night bonus, Tommy. It's called Strip District Meets Meat Bucks. And it's basically a shopping spree to the best butcher shop in Pittsburgh. So I don't know, what's your normal diet like? Like what's your post-fight meal of choice?
Ooh, post-fight?
Yeah, so you can get a little loose with it, I'm giving you full reign.
Yeah, dude, I could eat anything. I literally right now I could eat anything. I've had the oh fuck.
It's a terrible discussion for dudes cutting weight. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is, man. Fucking shit. I don't know, just a big plate of pasta sounds good right now. Like anything, dude.
Trame Devito, big plate of pasta. That checks out.
That does. That sounds very right. Sounds very right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude. We got comments saying they really like both of you guys. So I think a lot of people thought that this would turn into a trash talking fest, but you guys have apparently just made both of yourselves likable. So well done, guys. That's awesome.
I told you, I'm not like people think that I would just come on here and just start like just being like an asshole, but that's not the type of person I am. I mean, I respect everyone, and he's obviously like the same age as me. I'm sure we would be friends. I mean, I'm sure we could be. Like, I'm not here to. I mean, dude, we're gonna be in a cage for 9 minutes. It's not like it's the end of the world. I think people take fighting way too seriously sometimes, and they treat it like it's life or death, and they gotta hate their opponent. I mean, I could care less. I've been competing my whole life. It's just another competition. I'm friends with most people I've competed with or fought with. Like, I'm not, unless I went into this thinking I'm going to be, just super receptive and just a cool dude and just be chill. But if you took any shots at me, that's where I would take a turn.
I do got to turn it to Tommy. Let him defend himself a little bit. Did you see the comments on the fight poster announcement, Tommy? And if so, what were you thinking when you were reading through those?
I'm sorry about that, by the way. I did not condone any of that.
When I got your name, like, I didn't recognize the name right away. And then I looked up your Instagram and I immediately, like, I've seen a few of your reels for sure, like the shadow boxing one. Fuck, I saw one more. So I just knew with your following that it was going to fucking happen. Look at all my fight posters, dude. Like, they're, yeah, dude, you got to give me like 2 more years. Let me get a beard in, hopefully. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you probably should have taken a different angle on that picture for sure.
Brother, I just woke up, bro. Like, I was fucking, dude.
Bro, I saw that poster and I was like, oh, hell no, bro. He's about to get cooked. He's about to get cooked in this comment section. And I actually had to delete some comments because some were like, all right, like, that's over the line.
I do got to give a shout once again. I mean, this is part of the game that people maybe don't see with Tommy. Like, you take a fight short notice. We need to get the poster done on short notice. Like, he didn't have time to stage professional photos and stuff. The dude, like you said, he woke up and took some photos to get the poster done. And
respect.
There we go. Yeah, it got it done. Moriarty backing you up, saying they're just trolling. Yeah, there you go. See, the peacemaker, Moriarty.
See, they're just like, they're just rage baiting and trolling. The classic.
I love it, dude. I mean, this is how it's gonna be at a higher level too, for sure. So
yeah, you fight dudes from Kyrgyzstan and Russia. You see those comment sections; those people are ruthless. So it's the same shit, different families.
It's ridiculous, but man, this is, I mean, super fun fight. Let's not lose sight of the fact that you guys are 2 of the top flyweights in Ohio. Honestly, 2 of the top ranked flyweights in Ohio for sure, and obviously looking to make a name off this fight. Like the winner of this fight is for sure going to vault to a different level in his career. So I'll start with you, Tommy. Like, how are you preparing mentally for this one? How are you viewing it in the grander scheme of your future career?
I mean, it's definitely an opportunity. Just from like, I mean, we could talk like his followers, that too, but I really look at it his skill level. He's pretty good. Like, he's good jiu-jitsu, good wrestler, fundamental striking. Like, he's not going to do stupid shit. He's going to stay in his stance. Good weight, he's good. Like, and that's why I like it. Like, I want to test myself, even though I'm coming off of a loss. It's like I just constantly want to evolve. And fighting somebody like Kyle, I know no matter what happens, I'm going to learn, I'm going to get better. I just have a lot of confidence in my improvement in the last 10 months. Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, no one's seen it. So I'm just excited to put it on display. Nice. To everyone and myself, for sure.
Yeah. How's that as his opponent, Kyle? Like you are missing a gap of footage. There's obviously going to be some evolution. Like, how much do you play into that or think about that?
I mean, how much mental thought am I supposed to put into that? It's all just speculation. It's all just, I'd hope someone improves a lot in 10 months. I expect someone to improve a lot in 10 months. Someone who's dedicated and trains a lot, like that's expected. 10 months is a long ass time. If he didn't get better, if he didn't say he got better, that'd be concerning. So, I expect that. I expect him to be better. I'm watching his old fights, and when I watch them, I'm thinking, okay, this is 10 months ago. I'm sure that he's improved from these mistakes. Obviously, I've clocked things, noted things, but still, of course, people are going to add different layers of their game over time. So I'm not going to say like, shiver me timbers. Like, obviously, shit's going to happen. But I've seen enough fighting, and I don't know. I mean, what else do you want me to say? I mean, he gave a basic response to that question. What is he supposed to say? I don't know. I got worse in 10 months. Like, yeah,
for sure. Tommy, I know you said you've seen Kyle's reels and stuff. Obviously, the dancing after a win. I got to ask you, if you beat him on August 9th, do you have a dance planned? Are you going to dance on him instead?
You have to.
I mean, I feel like, yeah, I kind of do have to if I beat this kid. We'll see. We'll see what happens in the moment, dude. If I feel it, I'll whip one out.
Sick. Kyle, obviously you're dancing after finishes so far in your MMA career. If you win a decision, do you dance then, or does it not warrant a dance?
Oh, definitely. A win is a win is a win is a win.
Okay.
A win is a win. So you gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, I have too many people that expect me to do a dance. If I don't, I might get pitchforks and people with lanterns outside my house the next day. So I'm gonna have to do that. But yeah.
Yeah, well, we look forward, man, not only to the fight, but to the dance after the fight, whichever one of you gets to hit it, man. It's a great fight, August 9th. Super appreciate both of you jumping on the podcast, and obviously looking forward to putting on a show inside Sunny Days Arena. So Tommy, Kyle, thanks for joining us, boys. This was really fun. The Wing C chat on YouTube is really fun. If you guys want to catch up on the replay on YouTube just to hear his ranting, it's all fun, man. But August 9th, it's not going to be all fun. There's a real fist fight going to happen. These two guys are both super talented, super ready to put on a show, and we're honored to host it, man. So thank you guys both for jumping on and for contributing to the grand opening of Sunny Days Arena. Huge card for us, so it's an honor to have you guys on this.
Yes, sir. Wait, quick question: Are we the prelim main?
You are the first fight after intermission, actually. So right before the pro fights, you're like the AMI main event.
That's what that's pretty much what I meant.
Yeah. If that's what you meant, there you go. AMI main event. Kyle O'Hare versus Tommy DeVito, August 9th at Sunny Days Arena. You can get tickets at 247fighting.com or sunnydaysarena.com.
Use my name,
Kyle, choose Tommy as your fighter, whichever one you want to support, whichever guy you like better based on this chat. So, yeah, man, we'll see you guys there. And thanks again for everybody tuning in. This was obviously a very lively stream. A lot of good stuff. A lot of stuff I couldn't put on the screen. You were right, Kyle. Good call.
I had a feeling. I had a weird feeling about that.
Yeah. Thanks for joining, guys. I really appreciate that, man. We'll see you really soon for weigh-ins, and then it's showtime. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Have a good one. See you guys.
See you guys.